The Quantum Momentum of Divine Curiosity, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, channeled and created by Canadian psychic medium and multidimensional channel, Tracey Milne. Greetings, friends. In our last message regarding quantum mechanics of conscious creation, we spoke of I am consciousness particles undergoing the phenomenon of motion. I asked Chimera exactly what takes place between the state of I am and I am in motion. Why do the particles start moving? Here is her response. Enjoy. In our last message, we touched upon the various stages of consciousness between I am being and I am material matter. As many of you began to recognize, it's because you are source expression in human form that you carry within you a connection to source consciousness. We rejoiced as we felt your minds expanding, as you began to see that all life on Earth and we in the light ships here assisting you are participating in conscious evolution on a micro, individual level, the same way as source consciousness energies behave on a macro, universal level. We see that many of you took the lead towards a greater appreciation for how it is that your intentions set the tone for the source particles in motion that will magnetize the source response particles delivered into your reality through the law of attraction for your experience and soul growth. We also mentioned that a thought is just a thought, like a flat balloon, which begins to move when the components of a powerful feeling and a powerful belief get added, which spark that thought changing into something more. It is this combination that takes a still mind from a thought to an action. We also spoke of how the average human mind can think up to 70,000 thoughts in just one day. Additionally, the regularity with which you revisit certain internal conversations begins to build neuropathic highways in your brain, making it easier to retrieve and replay old thought patterns regularly. Now, here is something else to consider regarding the speed with which a thought can travel. Though hard to measure, many scientists have tried, only to come to the conclusion that a thought travels faster than the speed of light and the speed of sound, so fast as to appear instant, timeless, or immeasurable by current scientific standards. To give you some idea of how quickly you create a vibrational frequency signature that will attract like energies, it takes just 17 seconds times 3, or 51 seconds of focus to get your thought balloon moving. We mention this first as it leads into our answer to our Sweet Channel's question: what is it that starts the phenomenon of motion? What takes the conscious mind space state from a state of I am being to I am being in action? And here is our response. We would say that within the quiet stillness of source consciousness arrives a wave of divine curiosity. A question like, what happens if I do this? Is the spark that activates the phenomenon of motion, started in source consciousness first before moving out into the universe to find a response. Within the power of our questions lies the activation mechanism that can propel your source particles in trillions upon trillions of directions in search of variables, options, formulas, and patterns at play that formulate the answers you will receive for further processing. You, as humans, play what happens if I do this mental game constantly within the free will zone. However, many adults simply stop asking the right questions and learn to accept unpleasant conditions instead. It's not your fault. For thousands of years, humanity has been strongly encouraged early and often to value the opinions of others over the whispers of your own intuition. But have you ever wondered why? We will tell you why. It's because an activated and curious human is a handful to manage, and that is how the Dark Ones see you, as beings in need of management. But is that how you see yourself? We didn't think so. We would also suggest that just because that is how you were trained doesn't mean that's how you must exist. You can choose expansion anytime you wish within the free will zone. This is why your curiosity, like your intuition, is considered one of your higher dimensional mastery tools, and why the dark has tried so hard to have you dismantle this divine connection by training you to dismiss your curious nature as childish, imaginative, wishful thinking, unrealistic, or probably impossible to achieve. So asking questions is natural for your soul, but how you apply your questions is something that will require greater focused intention, as your questions also set an emotional vibrational resonance and tone within your physical body and etheric fields. For your questions can either open doors to deeper insight or lock you in a mental prison of indecision, self-judgment, self-sabotage, and uncertainty. This is one of the most valuable pieces of guidance we can offer you on this topic as you ascend further into higher vibrational fields of reality. Take care with the questions that you ask yourself and pay close attention to why you want to know certain information. Honor the knowledge that you can't trick these universal energies. Your reason for wanting to know the answers to certain questions sets a vibrational tone. It is this mechanism that attracts similar patterns of source particles that will return to you in response as answers. We have said this before. Think of your questions like a search engine that's plugged straight into source answers, and you're always in connection, always sending and receiving information in this way. By taking the time to refine your questions, you will both expand your awareness of self and you'll produce higher vibrational results. For example, why me holds the vibration of victimization. It is a disempowering question. Therefore, you will more than likely attract a disempowering answer filtered through ego and not easily assimilated by your spirit. What was I supposed to learn from this is a much better question, for that gets you connecting with your higher self and source wisdom more quickly. What can I do to change this situation for the better is also a good question, as again, the underlying vibration is the thought, feeling, belief that you can take proactive steps instead of feeling disempowered by circumstances. All source-connected conscious beings, be they on planet or in a light ship, work with this quantum catalyst and live the results. Do you see, dear one? So while you're busy asking yourself who, what, when, where, why, and how, pay attention to the underlying vibration beneath why you want to know the information and what you might do with the answer, especially if it's one you don't really like. Why did they do that? What did I do wrong? When will the pain stop? Are all disempowering questions. What can I learn from this? What else can I try? And how are empowering ones? Do you see? It's not just your curiosity. It's about your intention as to why you want to know what it is you want to know. We would ask you to remember that your ego can ask questions too. However, ego uses logic only and denies or dismisses intuition, but still holds the power to set the vibration undertones beneath any question you may ask yourself. So the next time you become aware that you're allowing yourself to build up catalytic conscious energies in a direction that will only give you further reason to feel down, disempowered, helpless, lost, confused, angry, or vengeful, hit those mental brakes and try this instead. Take the time to soothe your mind, heart, and spirit first. Name 3 to 5 things you like about your life right now. Who in this world loves you? And how does that knowledge make you feel? What else feels good in your life right now? Questions like these help you to realign your vibrational frequency with the creative fields of love, gratitude, enjoyment, and appreciation. Then, from this newly created vibrational platform, see if you can ask your question in a more loving and empowering way. Questions like, what would my highest self like me to know right now? What would my best self do? Are very empowering questions. Remember, your mind and soul is built to explore the unknown, and your divine curiosity is a part of that unique soul design. This is why we continue to encourage you to trust yourself and your abilities to look at any situation from many angles. Ask lots of questions until you find an answer that feels right for you. So continue to think outside of the box, color outside of the lines, and embrace the knowingness that you are a quantum being in a human vessel, naturally designed to interface with and express primary source particles. If we could encourage you to practice only one spiritual discipline right now, it would be to encourage you to learn how to refine the questions you ask yourself in Source. Keep asking. Just start practicing asking them in several different ways. Tap into that Source connection first, wherever you envision the great I Am to exist. Use your heart, mind, and spirit as your speed dial equipment. Feel your divine questions traveling to Source, and give the space and time within your consciousness for the answers to come through the layers of quantum arrangements to be activated or ignored by you, the divine conduit incarnate. We hope this answers your question and helps bring further clarity for you on your conscious ascension path. Until next time, on behalf of the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, I am Chimera, encouraging you all to shine on. Namaste. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay posted on our latest messages, or check out some of our other offerings on YouTube, including the Universal Laws of Spirit. This message has been brought to you by WhatComesNextForYou.com, private galactic guidance sessions, psychic readings, and so much more. WhatComesNextForYou.com. What's in your future?